Hey guys, what's up? It's Saturday and I have a little extra time on my hands right now, so I thought I would finally come to you with the e.l.f. brush set review that I have been telling you guys I am going to do. And I'm going to do that right now. So, as you all know, I bought about a month ago the entire e.l.f. Studio Line brush collection, pretty much. Everything except for the body kabuki brush. So this is the e.l.f. face kabuki brush, and this is the container or case for the e.l.f. Studio Line brush set. Now, this review is just going to be an individual one-by-one review of the brushes. And I guess since I have it here, I'll start off with the e.l.f. Kabuki brush. This is my first kabuki brush, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But as far as brushes goes, this is one of the softest brushes I currently own. It is so soft, it is very dense, and it is just amazing for buffing in anything that you need to buff in, blending out blush when you put too much on, stuff like that. It's just an amazing overall kabuki brush, and I would definitely recommend this for anyone who's just starting out with makeup. Now let's get into the 11-piece brush set, which retails for $30, I'm pretty sure. But the first brush that it comes with, which mine is dirty, by the way, just to let you know, is this e.l.f. Powder brush. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty much a flat top buffer brush, is what I would call it. Now, this is great. I love this brush. This is great for putting on liquid foundation, which is what I use it for. So I'll just dab, I use it kind of like a stippling brush. So I dab my foundation all over my face, and then I just, with little circular motions, put it in. Now, if you watched my August favorites video, this brush was in it, and for good reason, because as I said in that video, when I use this brush to apply my liquid foundations, I got compliments on my skin and not on my makeup. So this really makes your skin look really airbrushed, really flawless, and fantastic. The only problem that I have with this brush is it was one of the brushes that bled when I washed it for the first time, and it is constantly shedding on me. So if I can just pull that out, I'm not sure if you can see that. That's one hair right there that I'm just pulling out right now. I don't know if it's the batch that this came from. I'm probably going to buy another one pretty soon to try and replace this one. But overall, this is a really good quality brush. It is not as soft as the kabuki brush, but it's still really, really soft. The next brush in the set that I love is the e.l.f. Complexion brush. I absolutely love this brush. This may be one of my favorites in the set. It looks like a regular powder brush, but it's kind of flat this way, and it's really, really, really soft. I would say this is softer than the e.l.f. Kabuki brush. This is really, really, really soft. And I like to use this for my e.l.f. HD powder. So with the e.l.f. HD powder, it's white, so you don't want to get a white cast on your face, so you don't want a lot of product. So I just dab both sides of my brush in it, and it doesn't pick up a lot of product. So that can be a detriment for some people, but it's good for me. So I would use this if you have like a really pigmented product and you don't want a lot of it on your face, you know, just lightly brush it on there because it's not going to pick up a whole bunch of product. Alrighty, moving on. So the next brush that I have is the angled foundation brush. And this is what its name says, it's an angled foundation brush. This I really don't use a lot because, as I said before, I use my e.l.f. powder brush for my foundation. But I find this is really good for getting into those little nooks and crannies of your face and into those corners. Again, the only thing I don't like about this brush is, I don't know, it's kind of prickly. I don't know what it is. I can't find the bristle that is sticking out of place with this brush, but every time I kind of put it over my face, I feel something stick me, and it's not a very good feeling. But again, I don't know if it's just this particular brush that's doing it, but overall I think this is a good quality brush, and if you're new to makeup and you're wanting to try out different types of applications of foundation, get this brush. I mean, what can you lose? It's $3. So it's really nice. I'm sorry I'm saying a lot, I know. Yeah. Hey, what can I do? Nothing, really. So this next brush is the e.l.f. concealer brush. It is just a tiny, tiny version of a foundation brush. I use this for concealer. As you can see, it's dirty. But it's really good for covering up those small spots. I actually don't find myself going to this brush very often because I like to apply my concealer with my fingers and really pack on the color that way. So I don't go to this one very often, but if you like concealer brushes for applying your concealer or anything like that, this may be a good one for you. I would use this for cream colored bases for eyeshadows more than I would use it for concealer, because it's just that perfect size so you can get it on your eyelid and kind of dispense a product that way. So that's what I would use it for, not really for concealer. It is really small. I don't know. It works for me. I have other uses for it. And that's kind of what I like about this whole set, is they have the names of what the product should do, but there's so many different uses for these products that you can get out of them, and I love it. There is the e.l.f. blush brush, which this is not my favorite brush out of the set. This blush brush is like small for me, and it's flat. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't really, I find myself not really being able to work with this brush really well if I'm wanting to apply blush. If you have a smaller face than me, then maybe it would work for you. I think this would be really good for contouring. Just getting right in them. I guess it's good for blush too. I mean, I've used it to apply blush, but I end up doing like circular motions to fill the entire area that I want the blush in. And it's not the softest of brushes. It's not nearly as soft as the complexion brush, but it's still very, very soft. So if you just need a blush brush, then this is a good option, but it's not my personal favorite. I have the e.l.f. fan brush, which I have mixed feelings about this brush. It is very, very cool looking. Very, very cool looking. Very, very feathery, very, very light. I cannot wipe away fallout with this brush. I don't think it's dense enough for me to wipe away the fallout. I don't know, it just doesn't really work for me when I try and do that. What I can use this for is for a highlight for my cheeks, is what I really do end up using it for, just highlighting my cheekbones and things like that. I've also heard people of using this to separate their eyelashes. I have not tried that out myself, but I probably will give that a try on this brush. Overall, it's a really, really nice brush, but is it a necessity? I don't think so. Moving on to more of the eye brushes. We'll start off with the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. This brush is phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's really densely packed, the bristles are, and it's great for just packing on that color. If you want some serious package, I guess this is a necessity, I think. This brush is a necessity. It's soft, it's dense, as you can see, it doesn't really go anywhere. It's fantastic for packing on that color onto your eyelids, and this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite brushes. Next, we have the e.l.f. contour brush, and it's a dense contouring brush. I use this to really define my outer V, which is what I find I use it for the most. kind of getting colors into the crease. This is good for packing on the color because it is very, very dense and not so much fluffy. So if you're going for more of a lighter feel to your eye makeup, especially in the crease area or with your outer V, I wouldn't recommend this unless you're planning to really blend it out later on. Next we have the small angled brush. I have not used a lot yet. Now online they say you can use this as a lip brush and as well for eyeliner application. I haven't used this for eyeliner yet. I just recently purchased a gel liner to try out with it. So I'll tell you guys how that goes probably in a later video. But this is like a nice brush. I can't really say much about it because I haven't used it that much. Next, we have the small precision brush. And this brush is very, very nice. I like this brush. It's very good for correcting mistakes, as I said in my August favorites video. This, excuse me you guys, I'm very tired. I just got off of work. This brush is very good for touching up. If you get mascara on your eyeshadow, just touching that up and getting it in there. It's also good. I have used this for lining my upper lash line and my lower lash line, kind of bringing shadow down as well. That's good for that as well. It's just anything that you need small precision work done with can be done with this brush. So that's kind of why I like it, and though it's not a necessity in your collection, it's a nice thing to have if you're getting more advanced with your makeup application. And the last brush in the set is the small smudge brush, which is just a smaller version of the small precision brush. Now this I pretty much used the same thing for. I also find myself just using this to correct mistakes or to line my eyelashes, upper lash line, or bring shadow down and stuff like that. So that was my review of the e.l.f. 11-piece brush set plus the e.l.f. Kabuki brush, which I think is pretty much all of their studio line brushes at the moment. Out of all of these brushes, I would say my favorite are the e.l.f. complexion brush, the e.l.f. powder brush, this is amazing, the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, the e.l.f. Kabuki brush, and the e.l.f. contour brush. Those are my favorites, and these are the ones that I reach to on a daily basis. The other ones are good, but I don't find myself going to them as often as I would with these ones. I don't know how I'm doing for as far as time goes, but I will do another video comparing the e.l.f. studio line brushes to the e.l.f. regular line brushes. And if you want to watch that video, stay tuned for that. I'll maybe link it below or somewhere around here. Yeah, and I'm sorry for saying a lot. My bad, my bad. I'll talk to you guys later in another video, and I hope you guys have a great, fantastic, fantabulous weekend, because I know I will, studying for my biology exam that's coming up. But hey, it works, it works. Alright, peace and love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!